TikTok ads versus Facebook ads. Which one is the clear winner? What should you be doing? Is TikTok ads and the platform crushing it right now? Is it the worst thing ever? In this video, we're gonna find out. So a couple of weeks ago, I shot a video together with you guys showing you exactly how I was setting up our first ever TikTok ad campaign together. Remember that? So once we created that ad as well as the creatives, when we ran the ad, some of you asked, so what happened? So this is what happened. Okay, today in this video, I'm going to walk you through an exact apple-to-apple comparison, meaning we literally took the same ad, put it on TikTok, and we took the same ad and we put it on Facebook. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what it is that you should be doing and exactly what you should not be doing when it comes to TikTok ads. So let's talk about what happened, the numbers, which is the winner, and you're going to be able to see exactly what it is that you need to be doing. I was really curious, like, are they gonna buy? Are they not gonna buy? Are they just a bunch of kids? Are they gonna have my ideal audience? So let's take a look and first talk about the numbers, okay? And to understand how numbers work, I'm first gonna head over to the whiteboard. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what it is that we did first before we take a look at numbers, okay? So real quick, what were the traffic and the audiences? Where were they headed? The example that's going to be utilized over here is a webinar funnel. So a webinar funnel that we sent people to, the first step of the funnel was registering for the webinar. And then after they registered for the webinar, this would be the webinar confirmation page. And after they register for it, that is when they would attend this live webinar. And after it's live, this was an automated webinar. And after they attended, that is when they would head over to the checkout page, right? So a simple 4-step typical webinar or presentation funnel. So what we did was we created an exact ad campaign with the same ad creatives, same video, one on Facebook, okay? And then the next thing that we did was we ran the same thing with the same video, same write-up, same ad creative on TikTok, okay? Which is basically the thing that we did together if you've watched that video where we were creating that TikTok video together. And this ad over here sent people to this funnel, okay? So let's take a look at some of the numbers now that we understand the big picture of the sales process. So on the screen, you will see that this ad campaign, this is literally a new ad account, right? So I'm literally discovering this together with you guys so that you can learn through my mistakes and you don't have to go through the usual trial and error. And you can see that on this 5-day window, we have spent about 2,600. Now this is in ringgit. Malaysia is the ad account where we created. So for those of you outside Malaysia, that's about $800 US converted. No wait, that's about 650, 700, right? So in this 5-day window, I'm going to walk you through the pros and cons and some of the things that I discovered from doing this. Okay, let's talk about pros and cons. First advantage of doing and setting this up is that you will see it's actually very simple to use and it looks like Facebook, right? The entire setup literally looks like Facebook. So if you've ever done Facebook ads, you'll know that it's exactly like Facebook ads where you have the campaign, ad, group, and ads. Okay, so that's like the first advantage. So you'll pick up really easily if you've ever utilized Facebook ads before. That being said, you'll also see that the targeting is also very similar to Facebook. It's just based on interest, broad, look-alike. And ultimately, if you take a look at this number here, which is the most important number, you can see it says CPA. Now, what is CPA? It's basically your cost per action. How much did it cost you to get a specific action? Now, this action could be a sale, it could be a lead, and in this case here, because of the funnel that I showed you, the action was basically registering for a webinar, okay? So this is basically about $8. Okay, so heading back over here, we can see that the action that we set, the conversion for TikTok, is approximately $8. And by the way, if you stay till the end of this video, you'll know exactly some of the things that you should be doing and shouldn't be doing. So make sure you watch the entire video. It's going to save you a ton of money when it comes to running these ad campaigns profitably. So then the next thing that we need to do to make sure that it's an apple-to-apple comparison is we went over to Facebook, and here's the downside of TikTok right now. It's really weird, but because they literally just started to roll this out, you can, and it sounds ridiculous, I know, but you can literally only target the people that you created your ad account in. Yes, I know, it sounds like they absolutely hate money. So that means that if I wanted to target the people in Singapore, I had to open a TikTok ads account that's based in Singapore and only target Singaporeans. It means that if I wanted to target the people that's based in the US, I need to open a TikTok ad account that's based in the US to target people in the US. Okay, so for the purpose of this example over here, because this account is based in Malaysia, I can only target people in Malaysia. So that means if I wanted an apple-to-apple comparison, it means that for Facebook, I should be showing you numbers that is only for audiences based in Malaysia. So that way, we know that it truly is an apple-to-apple comparison because it's the same ad, same targeting, same audiences in the same country. Okay, so let's take a look at what happens on Facebook instead. Okay, and by the way, before I show you the actual numbers, if these type of videos are something that you love watching, it does help the channel out if you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Let me know in the comments, your biggest takeaways, as well as smashing the subscribe button if you want to be able to be notified for future videos like this one. Okay, so heading back over to Facebook, let's take a look and see what happened. Okay, so I'm going to go into my ad account right now. Over here, you will see in order to have an apple-to-apple comparison, I'm going to take the same audience, right? So this would be for this specific funnel, and this is for Malaysia, and I'm going to take a cold audience. Well, I don't have any warm audiences in TikTok because I don't have a following on TikTok. So in other words, let's take a look at, I would say this here would be a good example. Okay, so we have spent about $850 on this ad campaign, so that's a pretty decent sample size. Now obviously, again, we're not looking at Australia or worldwide or Philippines or any other country. Why? Because then it's not an apple-to-apple comparison. This campaign here utilized the same ad, same creative. So you can see here the cost per result. Now again, for this specific funnel, what is the result? The result is a webinar registrant, and you need to understand what is your result, not just in terms of sales, but from a shallower conversion objective. So sometimes it could be a lead, sometimes it could be a phone call if you're selling something that's high ticket, $10,000, $30,000. Sometimes it could be an appointment, sometimes it could be a webinar registrant, which is what this is. So it's $11.83, okay? So over here, $11.83, which is what we are having when it comes to Facebook. Now, this is not the big picture, okay? There's a caveat to this. There is a few different things that you still need to take into consideration, even though TikTok is approximately about 30% cheaper in terms of lead gen. So this was my main concern, right? Like, does a TikTok audience buy, right? So now we understand that TikTok is cheaper in terms of leads, but is the quality as good as Facebook or YouTube or other platforms? Okay, even though they are a cheaper lead cost. So that is where we need to look at going back to the pros and cons again. And it's basically this. Okay, so we've established that the advantage is now it's a new platform, therefore the lead cost is cheaper because it's underpriced and there isn't a whole lot of advertisers yet. So just like any platform, right? When Facebook was new, attention is underpriced, therefore it's cheap. Same thing with Instagram. When it was new, advertisers weren't going on the platform, so it's cheap. So right now, TikTok is in that very unique situation where it is going to give you a cost per lead or cost per sale, which is now still questionable, that is lower than other platforms. But cost per lead, it's definitely going to be cheaper. Now, that being said, let's talk about what the disadvantage is. Now, the disadvantage is this. Heading back over to my share screen again, the disadvantage is if I were to head over back to TikTok, let's take a look at this, okay? Now, inside TikTok, unlike Facebook, TikTok is a single session attribution, okay? Now, what does it mean? It means that if somebody lands on my TikTok ad, and if they see my ad today, and for some reason, if they don't register today and they only registered, say, 3 days later, TikTok does not take that into account. So the number is actually under-declared, so if conversions would be higher. Whereas for Facebook, you've seen this earlier, you can see that the attribution setting, see this, is set for 28 days. So what does this mean? It means that if a person lands on the ad, doesn't do anything, but 3 days later returns to the funnel and does that action step, Facebook is able to track that, and because of that, we have better and more accurate tracking from Facebook compared to TikTok. And TikTok is under-declaring. Okay. Now, at the same time, over here for TikTok, TikTok is also a single event attribution. Now, what does single event attribution mean? It means that when a person is clicking, you can only track the cost per action or the cost per result. And if they registered for a webinar, you can't see beyond that. I can't see if this customer continues to buy at the webinar. I can't see if this person eventually goes on to a high ticket. I can't see beyond that first conversion objective. Whereas with Facebook, I can. I can see how much there's a cost per sale because I can have many different event attributions to really track how much the lifetime customer is. I believe it's because right now TikTok is in its infancy. So they're nowhere near this. We talked to the account reps. They said, this is something in the works, but it's not out there yet. Which is basically, like, I would say it's the second disadvantage to TikTok. The third disadvantage of TikTok is that you can't moderate comments. Now, this is bad. Why? Because when you run ads, there's going to be bound to be trolls. And you can either just turn it on with no moderation or off. And the thing that I don't like about switching off comments is that there's no social proof to it. And finally, number 4, another big disadvantage of TikTok ads. Well, you can't see it from here. But basically, whenever you see an ad appear on TikTok, one thing that it can't do is that when you click on the ad, it does not help you with your organic growth. You see, with Facebook ads, when you run ads, you will be able to create an ad where people can click on your profile. So in one way, shape, or form, you're still building up your following on that Facebook page. Now, even though organic is dead, I get it, but at least there's a spillover effect. Whereas on TikTok, when you're running this ad, if somebody clicks on a profile, they don't actually go to your profile, so it doesn't help with your organic growth at all. Okay, so that's another disadvantage of TikTok ads. So what is the summary? Summary is this. Number 1, TikTok ads definitely, hands down, you see the proof here, that your cost per lead is definitely lower and cheaper than Facebook. The thing that is not rolled out yet because there's a single event attribution is I don't know if the cost per sale. The only way to truly find that out is to duplicate the funnel and make sure that that funnel only serves traffic to TikTok ads. Do I want to do that? Maybe. Sounds like extra work and I'm lazy. So it depends, we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that happen. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, one quick thing, something that you've noticed that we've been doing in our previous videos, I've always been selecting 1 to 3 winners. If you've watched up to this point, comment below, type in TikTok ads, and we're going to select 1 to 3 winners for our $997 training, just as a way for saying thank you for watching our videos and supporting the channel. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel for future videos just like this one. And if you truly want to be good at ads, be sure to binge watch my entire playlist on running ads that's going to appear in front of you right now in 5, 4, 3, 2.